But we digress and we move on to more important matters. Yesterday saw a potential step forward in the congressional negotiations for another coronavirus relief package. After weeks of resistance, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said he will support an extension of the now lapsed $600 federal unemployment insurance relief every week. That is, if President Trump backs it.
The American people, in the end, need help. And wherever this thing settles between the President of the United States and his team that have to sign it into law, and the Democrat, not insignificant minority in the Senate and majority in the House, is something I'm prepared to support, even if I have some problems with certain parts of it.
So, Jake Sherman, you cover Mitch McConnell. You know him very well. That's as close as you'll get to seeing Mitch McConnell concede there, where he effectively said, OK, I know this bill's been sitting on my desk for 3 months. I've got some problems with it, the Democrat bill from the House, but I may be willing to budge on that $600 weekly payment. The original counteroffer from Republicans, as you know, had been $200 a week. So if he concedes on that point, gets $600 a week of unemployment benefits to people who need it so desperately right now, does that mean we're going to get a deal here?
Well, I think, Willie, we're going to get a deal at some point in the next week. It looks not promising, but it looks possible. Here's the catch. Mitch McConnell's not a part of these negotiations right now. So for the first time in a long time, we could kind of say that Mitch McConnell's view here is a little bit tangential to the overall negotiations. Now, Mark Meadows and Steven Mnuchin, who have been in the negotiations, have offered $400 a week until December 15th, which also, by the way, is a very big concession for the GOP. But we actually, in Playbook this morning, give a blow-by-blow filled with chock full of quotes from inside of that negotiating room during a 2.5-hour meeting yesterday in the Capitol, illustrating that there are a lot of issues that remain open to get coronavirus relief to the American people. Just to give a sense, Willie, about how far we kind of are from a coronavirus package, they are bringing in the Postmaster General today to talk to the negotiating team about the needs of the U.S. Postal Service, because there's such a divide on how much the post office might need to complete its operations. So again, these negotiations are very fraught, very complicated, and they're dragging on. We're now almost 2 weeks in. I think we'll have another week at least before this bill is passed, and both sides want to get a deal before Friday.
So, Jonathan, as Jake says, Mitch McConnell's not involved particularly here specifically. Neither is the President of the United States. He's taken a hands-off approach to this entire negotiation, sending his Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin in to do the negotiating here. How badly does the White House need a deal? Does the president recognize that more than 30 million people just lost that $600 a week check that's allowing them to survive for the last several months? Is there urgency from the White House on this?
There is, Willie. The president, in the last 24 hours or so, has insisted that he is playing a role in these negotiations, but we know that is largely not the case, that he has indeed deferred it to his chief of staff and Treasury Secretary, and Jake's certainly done an excellent job outlining how these negotiations have gone. But yes, there is a keen awareness that this is a president who's facing voters in under 3 months, and that Americans are hurting right now. And beyond just wanting to have a helping hand to those who have suffered so much during this pandemic, of course, there's an eye towards his reelection chances here. And if unemployment numbers continue to go up, if the economic slowdown, if the economic recovery slows down, that only hurts his chances. They are trying to push here. They understand that they're in a bad spot. These negotiations have not gone well. Each day that it drags on is a bad day for this president, who, again, is trying so desperately to point to the idea of a recovery, an economic recovery, as opposed to how he has handled, or perhaps better said, mishandled the coronavirus pandemic to this point.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.